Well, Coach, shots were 40 to 24. I know you missed about 7 or 8 nets, and you hit a post as well. Were the shots indicative of what you thought the Colts team gave you tonight?
No, I mean, it's the way they played. I thought they probably could have gotten another 30 shots on net. They missed quite a bit as well, too. And it was a master class on what a premier team in this conference should look like. I mean, we respect them so much. We talked about them. We listened to their post-game speech where for them after losing 5 games, I don't know how that team lost 5 games, but that was the best team that we've seen all year. I mean, they had punch, they had power, they had execution, they had snarl, they had grit, and at the end of the day, I mean, we couldn't hold the flame to them right from the drop of the puck. They wanted it more at the end of the day.
Well, you were only down by a goal up until they blew it open there in the third period. But when you're going up against their top 9, which is pretty elite in the league, and you have basically your fourth line playing third line, and without Paris and Levin and Asadorian, like how are you? I know you were shuffling up the lines a little bit too to try to get things to work there in the second period. So when you're going through that and knowing that going into the game, how do you kind of go about going through the motions of that with everybody?
Well, I mean, we took out 4 19-year-olds in our lineup with Wysick, Alex, and Paris and Levin. I mean, anytime you take out 4 19-year-old guys and you use youth as a replacement, you're going to lack experience and you're going to lack confidence. And it provided an opportunity these last 2 games and hopefully the next few as well for guys to step up. And, unfortunately, I don't think anybody really sees that opportunity. I mean, a lot of our young forwards didn't really have an impact on the positive side. It was more negative. So I think that was disappointing is when you get provided opportunity, you want somebody to step up and take it. And thought Gallianov getting his first goal in 19 games in the first period yesterday was a great step. But, it's tough and taxing when your top guys find a way to produce every single night, but you need some of that depth scoring to come in. And when you're elevated from a fourth line to a third line, or whether a young guy playing, 3-4 minutes an extra a night, you need to find a way to have an impact. And if we used that game as a barometer of what a playoff team should be like, I mean, we'd be swept in the first round with that type of effort. So these are all valuable experiences, but it seems like that team is poised and ready to go on a deep playoff run where we still got a lot of things to figure out within our group.
And you talk about a playoff type of atmosphere, a playoff type game when it's low scoring like that. I think the shots at one point were 31-6 for the opposition, and your back end and your goaltending was really hemmed in there. I noticed the Chinowski and maybe a couple other Virgilio, a couple of those guys really tried to step up their game tonight on the back end, and Flores obviously was stellar as he usually is. But when you're going through a game like that and you really need your 60 or 70 in this case and your goalie to step up, how do you think that from your end in whereas tonight?
I mean, like I said, with as many shots as they had, I mean, we're very admirable on the back end, between Browdy and Virgilio and Vleeter and, Chinner and Scotty. I mean, when Wysick, we've had 6 regular rotation of 6 defense all year, and without them going in, we've kind of relied on 5 heavy in these battles. And, at some point it takes a toll when, you don't have those guys there. So even Fraska and DeWatcher stepping up, I think, is great. But as far as placing expectations on, a couple young guys there that have only played cumulatively 30 minutes is really tough. And same thing with Hotless or Dianov, So it's tough to place expectations on them. But for anybody else that's been in the lineup, we need to find a way to make impacts by the end of the game.
Lastly, that was a good measuring stick game for you. Got another one on Wednesday up in Brantford, always a team that plays you tough. Short week, couple days of practice, but you'll get right back on it on Wednesday. So what's the message here as they leave for the day off tomorrow?
Well, I think we play Barrie 4 more times. We play London. We play Kitchener. We play Erie a total of 4 more times. I mean, with only 25 games left in the season, I mean, there's no easy opponent any given night. And if we're using that as a playoff barometer, I think we would have failed that task. And, Wednesday is not going to be easy. Friday's not going to be easy. Sunday's not going to be easy. I mean, we got to be ready to compete. And these are habits we need to instill in our guys. And it's great when you win. And when you lose, I think your problems are magnified a little bit more. And so as far as us, our 50-50, our compete level, it needs to be raised. And I think we're feeling the impact of missing those 4 guys in our lineup.
Any positive, quick thoughts on Rubric getting his 30th?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's got 25 games to go. He's already surpassed last year's total by 2. I mean, mean, you want to see young guys really take a step and grow. And I mean, having a 30 goal scorer on your roster is no joke. And great for him to find a way to produce. And like I said, I think the sky's the limit for him. And it's good to see him find a way to produce. And he's been very consistent at it. I mean, you know, over 60 points and 4 points in the last two. He's a shining bright star for us this year. And like I said, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.